can a continental African be a Hebrew Israelite?
Meaning if he's from Africa or if he's an African?
If he's an African.
If he's an actual African, meaning a Hamite, he cannot be an Israelite. Okay. But if he's an Israelite living on the continent of Africa, he can absolutely. I believe Mighty Hebrew just said he was in what country he was in? Tanzania. So now let's say he get Tanzanian citizenship. He's an Israelite. He just live in so that's the difference.
Zion, do you agree that a continental African, meaning from Africa, can't be a Hebrew Israelite?
I disagree.
Why?
Because you have Israelites or people that at least identify as Israelites on the continent of Africa today, right? In fact, when we say that we're Israelites, one of the things that we do is, as proof of validating that statement, we go to Deuteronomy 28:68, which talks about the transatlantic slave trade.
Now, you may wonder, why am I sending this message to General Yahana? It's because 2 years ago, I had a word for you. And it's time to share that a lot of the camps in America don't believe that there are Hebrews in Africa. I who speak to you am not an African. Okay? I'm a Bantu. The Hebrews in Africa are called Bantu. And our story you can find in Isaiah chapter 18 from verse 1 to verse 7, and you can go to Zephaniah chapter 3 from verse 10 to 20. We are the people beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, and Bantu people, not Africans, Bantu people were sold in slavery. We are the people beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, and Bantu people, not Africans, Bantu people were sold in slavery. The mistake or the misinformation that you and a lot of the African American, the Hebrew camps in America have done is you've grouped all black people in Africa the same. In Africa we have the seed of Shem and we have the seed of Ham. Just like in America, a lot of the Hebrews were mixed and are mixed. It's the same thing in Africa, that some of the Hebrews got mixed with Nilotic Cushite people or Egyptians. But you're just misinformed. You are misinformed. Cut out a whole continent with Hebrews there. There are Hebrews in Africa.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rucha HaQuadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Also, sincere shalom to you other brethren, you followers of the truth, and let me say shalom to the elect. Anyway, I came across this video by brother Yahunatun, something like that. Brother Yahunatun, okay. His video is titled "A Word to General Yahana and IHBK." So as I watched the video, he was going into there's a lot of, he subscribes to the Israelite doctrine, and he said there's a lot of Israelite camps, okay, that don't accept the fact that Israelites can be in any other location of Africa, or they can't be African. And I said, yes, I said, GMS, we teach that Israelites are in Africa, and as crazy as it is, they even can look like Africans, and we'll get the scripture on that as well. Okay. Believe it or not, there was people on the comment board who was in total disagreement, because they're taught by the general, you know. It says here, somebody said, do the Bantus still use the Paleo Hebrew? Can you direct me to the evidence, please? So, for the most part, some of them sure still do, but then you have some of us who lost our identity, our heritage. Okay? So it's not at all impossible that you would have some. In fact, when you do the research, some of the Bantus was mixed in other philosophies. Well, let's get a scripture real quick. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Right? So no matter where we are, we would be scattered and be following other traditions, even Hamitic traditions. Right? We would be following Egyptian traditions and various other traditions. Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Henoth and the islands of the sea. Okay? And he shall set up a ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Right? So I just wanted to touch on that, and I was looking at a lot of the comments on this, that, you know, this doesn't have to be a very long video, because it's simple. The fact that our people would be scattered amongst all the people, you know, all the people of the earth, okay, all across the globe. Somebody put here the 12 tribes is wrong. 12 tribes chart is wrong, period. Many tribes in Africa are Israelites. So once you get the gist of it and you understand that, you know, you would have the southern tribe and even some of the northern tribes, and you get the gist that where we were scattered, if you don't believe in the 12 tribes chart, that's on you. But at the end of the day, there is Israelites who are following Africans, actually, who are following, which they wouldn't really be Africans. That, as they said, that was a name came along. You would have Israelites that are following the tradition of being Israelites. But you got to understand too, you may have some of them who adopted the practices of Israelites and may not be Israelites. Like you got the Ethiopian Jew, you know, not to say that there's some Israelites standing amongst them. So this is why we mainly got the 12 tribes chart, because the majority of the Israelites was brought here on the ships to America. So our people that are scattered all throughout America, coming from their roots of where they belong or where they come from, it's an identifier, it's an identification record, you know. So this is why we use the 12 tribes chart. Okay, Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever, which is a period of time. So the Lord took our heritage and discontinued from our heritage. And even these guys, well, let me say, this brother here, a lot of them can't still fully enjoy the roots of being Hebrew Israelites, right? The heritage, even though even in Africa, even though they might be following the traditions to a degree. Why? Because they are not at rest. None of us are. Not till the Lord returns. So he sends his son Yahushua to return. Anyway, I don't have much else to say on that. That's all I have on that. Shalom.